everyone. Welcome to LexTalk, World Talk Show presented by Clickawy Creators. Today we have Miriam Shastri with us. Miriam has been in the legal industry for over a decade now. When I, if I want to talk about how did she start, she started with the Malaysian-German Chamber of Commerce, head of corporate services, and then moved to a German law firm, Roedl Partner. Today, she has successfully established her own law firm, which is Top Beraten. uh, Not only this, but she helps executives solve challenging problems with the confidence that she has. She helps her clients set up, hire, and develop talented teams to run at full capacity. As a bilateral trade expert and market entry specialist, Miriam is a trusted advisor on business strategy and offers broad support across a range of solutions, including leadership selection, various legal subjects, financial services, also including CEO succession, team effectiveness, and practical organizational success. I'm very sure that we're just not going to dive deeper into how her journey has been in the legal space, but we are also going to learn a lot from her when it comes to team management, organizational, success, and much more. So, without any further ado, let me just introduce you to the woman herself. Hello, Miriam. How are you?
I'm good, Party. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
It is a pleasure to have you on board with us, Miriam. We're really excited to know about your background, how your journey has been as a legal professional. At the same time, when I was giving your intro, I think there's a lot more to learn from you, not only from the legal aspect, but as an employee of an organization, I think I'll be able to learn a lot. You have a lot to share, so I'm really looking forward to it. So please enlighten us.
Yeah, well, thank you for the intro. Maybe I'll start a bit with my personal background. By ethnicity, that it is kind of important in the long run. So by ethnicity, I'm actually Malaysian, Indian, German, which means that I grew up mostly in Malaysia, but I followed the German education system, which is why I read law in the UK, in Wales, at Cardiff University, and later in Germany at Johannes Gutenberg Universität Mainz, where I did a master in German law. So basically, because of my heritage, I decided to always be in that sphere. And in the last decade plus, now another year, I have basically been assisting mostly German investors or investors from Austria, Switzerland, north of Italy. Those are basically the German-speaking countries. As I also speak German, I've been helping them with their company setups in Malaysia to enter into the market, and that is what I do now at my own firm as well. I specialize in helping the foreign investors from the European region enter the market in Malaysia and successfully incorporate their companies and to basically do all what they need to have as a one-stop solution center. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your journey so far, Miriam. Also, just a follow-up question. Now you have established your own law firm, as we were talking about it earlier in your introduction as well, and in your answer in the back of the background. So, just one thing that makes me curious is, like, you always wanted to have your own law firm, or it just, like, you just went with the flow and it sort of happened.
I would say it was going with the flow moment, because I just knew I was passionate enough about law and basically what I do, that I couldn't just be a normal employee maybe for the rest of my life. So when clients approached me and started telling me, why don't you set up your own firm? And they actually showed confidence in me. That's what gave me confidence, and then I basically thought, okay, if they are with me, then I can actually go on this journey and open my own company. Of course, I learned a lot myself, which is what I can now enrich my clients with knowledge with as well, in terms of leadership and staffing and all the kind of things you need to know as a business owner, because it's my own business. So that is, I think, one of the highlights of my life that has happened to me. Likewise, with having my first son, I would say, being a working mother, that combination really teaches you a lot and makes you able to consult companies better, because you understand the needs of human beings, and a client is a human being, and so are their staff, and that is a bit of a different approach. That's why I have a more personal approach to service than probably the traditional law firm does. Yeah.
Thank you so much sharing. Thank you so much for sharing this with us, Miriam. Now we're talking about your law firm, and just wanted you to throw a bit more light on what exactly your firm does, as in like in terms of expertise or specialization, and how are you how are you kind of helping the foreign investors in Malaysia?
Yeah. First of all, to clarify, I should mention it's like I said, it's not a traditional law firm. It's actually a boutique professional services firm or corporate services firm. We're one-stop shop provider of services that have to do with market entry, and also payroll, bookkeeping, and other services that have to do with the company's needs, what they would require, even in collaboration with other partners, tax and audit. We basically do it all, or have to do it all, for our boutique clientele, and we don't take too many clients, so that we can always give the top quality of service, because we're very much on quality as well. So what I would say, we as a firm, together with my experience in the last 10 years, have achieved setting up over 100 companies. And that is quite nice to see how many of them have grown. Some have outgrown services. They have their own staff, own legal departments, own finance departments, things like that. But there's others that still, even though they've been established so long, are still with us, and using our services. So we're basically part of the team. We've grown with them, and that is one of the joys of having the own firm, is to also connect with the right clients and choose your own client, basically. Yeah, and we have helped many bigger companies, so that is something that I would say is part of our achievements. But personally, on a personal level, I also have other passion, which is in human rights and humanitarian law. And I actually exercise that knowledge in my role as a legal advisor at the International Committee of the Red Cross. So when I was there, I basically dealt with the academic circles, and also had to do with writing and drafting the curricula for undergraduate and postgraduate level in human rights and international humanitarian law. And I organized moods, as well as drafting mood problems for the whole Asia Pacific region, where they were used, and role-playing competition, which was also for the Asia Pacific region. So I really delved deep into the humanitarian law area there, and that is something I still do on a personal level, basically in terms of volunteering until this date. And I would say that was also one of my professional achievements. Yes.
That's actually your way of giving back to the industry also,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
in a way, exactly.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's absolutely amazing. Now coming to the pandemic, I'm sure everybody, if I ask this to 100 lawyers, 100 lawyers will be having 100 different answers. But I would really love to know what your experience was and is in terms of demands for your services and overall.
Yeah, overall. So basically, of course, the crisis was not easy to weather, but we managed it because we still had a kind of consistent demand in service, which was just that it changed from certain services to other services. So what we had, for example, is a lot of demand for HR recruitment or HR consulting service or retrenchment, how to retrench unfortunately, because they had to cut their costs. Then company sales and mergers and acquisitions, because of some that actually those that have money, they will still invest, right? And then the other area would be unfortunately also closing down of companies. But so we had to do things like that. Because the demand kind of changed. But generally speaking, what we also learned is uh, a more hybrid solution to work. So we work partially remotely and partially in the office now. We did that before, actually, when the company was set up in 2018, but so it wasn't a complete shock to the system. And we're always very engaged with cloud solutions. So we would also recommend that to other people because that helped our practice to continue running basically at that time. And on a more personal level, of course, I saw as a leader that the staff also needed a new kind of incentive, because everyone struggled with being at home for a longer time. So we invested more in motivational trainings and things like that. So that's what we learned, that you have to really help each other on a human level. Be kind towards each other, as everyone was going through a difficult time. Yeah.
Thank you, Miriam. And obviously, the experience that you have had is just, it kind of gives you a lot of learning also,
Yeah.
right? It leaves a lot of
A lot of
lessons in
growth.
the future.
Yes.
So thank you so much for that answer. How would you actually describe the access to justice for foreigners? And how about your experience when it comes to this?
I would say that in the pre-COVID times, access to justice was actually quite good for foreigners, especially those living in Malaysia, that personally can attend to a court if they need to. However, I would also say that whatever transaction it is that you wish to enter into in Malaysia, that as a foreigner you should always consult a lawyer or depending a tax expert, other experts prior to the particular transaction that you want to do. So even if it's on a personal level, like marrying somebody, then you also need legal advice on how is the system here. So it's not only the companies, it's just anyone would need to know that, for example, our judgments cannot be enforced in all countries. So they need to actually put the clause, for example, in the contract that Malaysian law is the jurisdiction. So that's something that you would find out if you consult a lawyer first. But now during COVID times, there was of course more challenges. But Malaysia has moved quite quickly and has also allowed virtual court hearings. And so even foreigners that were stuck abroad because of the border shutdown and restrictions, at least they can also now finally attend in certain areas court hearings and things like that. Yeah, so I would say that it's generally stable in Malaysia, and it's good to do things in Malaysia, but just consult a lawyer first if you're unsure. Yeah.
That was need of the hour also. I mean, the
Yeah.
pandemic has made us do things that we never imagined that they would happen. So it was
Yeah.
need of the hour. Thank you so much for sharing such great insights with us. Sadly, we are coming to an end of this conversation, but before I let you go, I would really like you to, tell our audience and especially the budding lawyers, uh, what do you think like is an area that lawyers of the future, the budding lawyers, should look out for, and what do you think has a great scope?
I think what we really saw, I mean, I was advocating this actually before COVID times, because what we started with is a partnership with a cloud accounting software called Zero. And through that partnership, our company has also grown. And I think having cloud solutions, there's more and more coming now. And that should be something that lawyers of the future should look at, because it will help their company run better, and it can cut costs as well. And like I said, there's so many different things that are developed. Need to know more about digitalization and cloud solutions and look into that. Yeah.
Very well, Miriam. Thank you so much once again. And for our viewers, if you like this chat with Miriam, please like and share this video. And do not forget to subscribe to ClickAway Creators YouTube channel. It was a pleasure having you with us today, Miriam. And I'm really looking forward to some more conversations like these and on, of course, different trending topics in the legal space. This is Bharti for LexTalk signing off.